What up, chat? Back with another one. Almost went for that 10 hours. We're gonna have to try that again tomorrow. Start tonight. What's going on, family? About to get into it, man. Make sure y'all hit that like button, please. Comment, subscribe, engage. Let me know what you want to see. Let me know how we're gonna keep y'all long term. What you want to see, what you want to know. We got the scoop, we got the teas. Holla at me. I'm here for a reason. Thank you. I appreciate it. See, that's what I'm talking about right there. It don't cost you nothing. It's absolutely free. Let's get that support. Let's get that love and positivity. You gotta get caught. You gotta get that spirit. You gotta let it get on and take a hold of you. Cheer, rejoice. Do whatever you can, to spread your voice. Use it to be glorious. America is terrible right now. We all need some type of closure, some type of company, hold us close and dearly at these times, man. Because clearly it's not fine, like people been pretending and acting this whole time when everybody been on some ratchet lifestyle, going down, going back in the days, feeling like you're way too old. You're supposed to be advanced, but you're still stuck in your ways. Y'all getting into how y'all feeling, man. The weekend is here. It's a little rainy and stuff, but it is what it is. What can you do, man? Just gotta stand to that mirror, enjoy that view. Because it's gonna get clear, it's gonna get better for you, for me, for everybody. We all gonna do what we gotta do and proceed to spread that energy, that spirit, and believe. You gotta have faith, you gotta push, you gotta motivate and achieve everything that you plan. You gotta write it down, you gotta see it. You gotta enhance all of the reasons and all of the mind, reset it. Proceed to the success, cross that line, finish strong. Don't leave nothing on the table. Don't leave nothing left, man. Because I'm telling you gotta be a bull out here right now. You gotta live beyond your means, go as hard as you can, Because it gets better, and as you get better, then people will see you and start to want to be a part of that circle, It's a relief. It really is. Hey, what's going on? Nah, not right now. You know, I almost got arrested over there at the McDonald's. Thank you for that like. Yeah, the police came when I was at that McDonald's the other day. I'm like, oh no, I ain't going back over there. Only because I was streaming and, you know, I wasn't doing nothing belligerent, wasn't saying nothing, just recording. And they lost their mind. I guess they might be immigrants, so they think, you know, if they get seen online, they might be at risk, which is like, that ain't my fault, you know. ICE is getting thousands of people, you know. They killed that dude up there in Houston. Like, you know, I'm neutral. I ain't got no dog in the fight, you know. Like, I'm just worried about trying to survive myself. You know, I ain't trying to be responsible for nobody else now. Come on now. You know, we all need a little help here and there. So we about to raise the frequencies, you know, we about to put our wings in the air like a bird, spread them, fly, flocking, you know, we got people listening, you know, the herd. We leading them to the salvation because we getting it. We're witnessing it in real time, you know, we living the truth. Because it's not better than that. It's nothing that you got to prove when you're comfortable in your own skin, you know. You can relax. You could be anything in this world, you know. Tap into that reality, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, they was tripping, man, for real. About to eat some of this food I got here. Stuff. And that's great lighting. So we get this. Much comfortable, much more comfortable now. Yes. This one here. What's up? Streaming, man. Streaming life. This is what it is, you know. Till you take off, you gotta make sure that you have all the elements in your faith. You know, it takes much more skill, but consistency. Really put a flavor in the place and everything. There it is. Now we player. Cause they player hating on the kid, man. But we wake up and we hit these biceps real good, real trip. It's like being back in that pen. Yeah, we was there, man. We had to defend the honor and the sacrifice that we made. That we live, to see another day. So it is what it is, you gotta make a way when there's no will, when there's no opening, just gotta kill it, man, attack it with everything that you can, each meal, each cycle in life is gonna be real, it's gonna be a struggle, it's gonna be a time. When you put the hustle in the grind, and you're working on the muscles, you're working on providing all of the content, it's worse. It's a bubble, you know what I mean? And the more that you have that cadence, you can never lose, you know what I mean? You just wait to make your move, you're patient. So that way, when everything comes together now, you have laser focus. You're doing your duty, you're taking all of the tokens and making it worth the count. You know what I'm saying? Because you count it. Growing, you know what I'm saying? You start growing. And that's the only way to notice and to really see, the magic in the growth, the structure, the development of the whole setup is amazing, genius, you know what I mean? Like, you get better and better as you start to receive it, for what it's worth. And you get seen in a whole other light because people see the work. And it's like miraculous. Because all of the time that it took for you to make it first and not last, you know what I'm saying? You had to have that admiration and dedication to the game, you know what I'm saying? You chased it. And now you're getting past that threshold, you're not waiting, you just experience. So it takes you more time. You cautious, you've been pre-warned of the signs, so now it's just natural to go into those tunnels, you know what I'm saying? What's up, girls? Let's see how you chat. What's going on, man? I'm glad y'all made it. Let's go, chat. That's what I'm talking about, Every time we swing, it's like a bat. We just hit it out the home run, We hit it out the park, Like, this is our task. You know what I'm saying? We do what we gotta do, but we gotta put that mask on because they're gonna try to school us. But we improve, we fast. So we never lose, we only go up. Because every engagement, every time, it takes us to another path, to be honest. All we do is keep the mood, keep the groove optimistic. We in that groove, we got that vision, and people want to hear us speak. They want to hear us in real time, you know what I mean? They're not in prison where a lot of guys end up because they're missing the point of life and what it's like not to give up and see everything transform. It becomes bigger. It's more than just your purpose and your duty, but it's actually your nature that has figured it out. You know what I mean? You got the keys. And you open up the doors and then you pick it up. And they sitting in there, they want to hear us, they envision it, and it comes clearer, you know what I mean? Because they like the reaction, you know what I mean? They like the satisfaction that they get when we get up. And we just straight natural, we straight hearing us. from a whole nother dimension, a whole nother realm, you know, we just mentioning things that's before our time because we felt it. And that's like divine, you know what I'm saying? That's just, you already know what's coming, so you engage, you help it, you know what I'm saying? You don't try to stop and jump in front of God's plan, like, there's no way. That's devil work, you know what I'm saying? You gotta stay in a whole nother alert, you know, in a whole nother dynasty, you know what I'm saying? Because it could work. But you gotta be focused, you know what I'm saying? You gotta look at the perks, the benefits, you know what I'm saying? And jumping out and giving it your all, you know what I'm saying, before you quit. Because a lot of people are millions. They'll never live. To be honest, they'll just waste their time trying to do something that they know they can't do, which is discipline. You know what I'm saying? That's why most Americans are in these predicaments when it comes to infections, diseases. You know, they're giving it to each other because they so unseasoned, they green when it comes to, you know, surviving and being the best without even needing support like a normal, regular, average person would yearn for. You know, you just let it go down the drain because you know what you gotta do and maintain, you know what I'm saying, and regroup, refocus, you know what I'm saying? There's nothing wrong with taking breaks, taking time off, you know, so you can pace yourself and get ready for the race. You know what I'm saying? That's all you gotta do. You can't let the fate try to take a hold and try to drag you and try to make you into a fool. You know what I'm saying? When you got your own mode, you got your own rules. You know what I'm saying? You staying low, you staying cool. So that's what it is, man. Like, they should respect that. They should have admiration. And they should have truth. They should be attracted to the positive, but they're not. You know what I'm saying? Why you think I get so many views, but I barely get the likes? Because people would rather watch you suffer than they give you the keys to life. See you elevate. You know what I'm saying? And they hate to love. And they love to hate. You know, that's just what it's like. When you come from where I come from. So, you know, when they see me escape and, you know, moving in the way that I am and having that comfort, you know, they get rattled by it. It's nerve-wracking to them, you know. And they see you get in the body, you program, and you're not worried. And you just yourself, you're not hiding, you know, you're not hurting, nothing but really the world. So you take your pace. That's all that matters, you know. You got the world in your hands, in your palm, so you gotta understand where you at and how to form and how to make that format work for you, you know what I'm saying? So you could get back to yourself and do the usual 1, 2, 3, you know what I'm saying? And you map it all out. You know what I'm saying? And you attack it with everything you got. Like I said, it's the traffic, you know what I'm saying, that is going to the top. That's going to take you to the top. Because they got to acknowledge it. Like, once you put them hours in there, they can't stop it. Like, it's destiny, you know what I'm saying? Like, you're going to be proud of it. You're going to see it. You know, that's just the effort. That's just the reasons why. Because we set ourselves for failure. And when you see that, you switch it up. And now you got the right attraction. well, they can never say they didn't tell you or they didn't warn you. You know what I'm saying? That's up to you. If you want to let it fail, if you want to be comfortable and you want to have that mindset, of a real man and not just a man that take care of your responsibilities. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes the probability you might fail, but eventually you get what you deserve. That's real. Put that phone on charges too. Told y'all the war indictment was coming, man. By the end of the summer, man. That's what they doing, man. I felt it, I seen it. I didn't like it, but it is what it is. It is what they're saying, If they need it, they need it. I mean, what? They gonna pay attention until they see it's detrimental, They committing treason. Straight up. They write it down like a pencil, all the information, and they talk about it online, so you can't defend it. That's not the conversation. And I said, it's not official. You're not going to win it. Trying to put this on your head. Got some lights, man. That's what it is. Get it. It's all apart. Every night, tearing them up on machines. I'm gonna stream my life away. We'll be locked in. Right way. You know what I'm saying? I can't say nothing. made it. It's the documentary, they filming it. They're bringing it back to back. Pack the stadium up. That's where we at. Getting this clout. People could barely live or survive now. That's muted for the music, them copyrights. You could always mute them, but it's always better to have us than worse. Yo, what's good with y'all? Just chilling, man. You know the same old. Sticking to the program. Been on for almost an hour now. Time just been going so quick. Make sure you get off of it so you don't get stuck too long. Losing time.